Hey guys, Mr. Alfred here. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about turning in assignments in Schoology. So there's been some confusion with this, and some kids get it back and forth. And so I'm going to talk about a few things here in this video on how to do it. I'm going to show you how to submit an assignment, how to submit a discussion post. Those are the two big ones. Testing is pretty easy. We've kind of talked about that already. And then the third thing I wanted to talk about is how to properly share your documents in Google. So that would be your Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, so that I, as the teacher, can see them. So what we're going to do is when you open up Schoology, you'll go to one of your courses. Now, if we look here at my course list, you'll see these first courses. These are all ones where I am the teacher. Now, this one down here is one where I was actually a student. It was a training that happened over the summer. Some people at the district were teaching a bunch of teachers about how to teach writing. So I'm going to click on this because in this course I am a student. So here we have a standard course type thing. They got rid of the welcome page and they have all these folders here for assignments. So the first thing you want to do is when you get into an assignment, and I know this one's an assignment, so I'm going to click here. We were supposed to write an expository paragraph for this assignment. After all those other lessons that we went over for the 3 days of this training, we were supposed to show like how you do it, right? And so if I go ahead and click on that assignment, okay, so it says please scan, upload, or take a photo and submit the following, right? And it lists all the things that would be necessary in a lesson. And it's pretty standard. You know, I as a teacher, I'm going to ask you to turn in something. So there'll be some kind of instructions. Now over here on this side, you can see that I've already submitted an assignment. Normally what you would see here is instead of saying resubmit assignment, it would be a blue that says submit assignment. And so the steps here are pretty similar. But what we're going to do is show you, okay, I submitted the wrong thing, so now I'm going to submit it again, because that sometimes happens. So I would go ahead and click resubmit assignment. And it's going to think about itself because that's just the thing. And there's a couple different things you can do. If you click here and upload, that is you uploading from your personal computer or a thumb drive that you have attached to your Chromebook. If you're just using a Chromebook, you can't use this because nothing saves to your Chromebook, it saves to the cloud. So if you had something, say a document, say hello to my dog. If you had something, say, attached to like a Word document or a PDF or a picture you had to upload, you would use this upload feature. If you wanted to just type something, you would click create and you would just type in whatever you wanted here, right? You could just type your entire assignment. But if I, for example, wanted you to attach a picture or something else, that's going to be difficult. So you can come here and click insert content, image media. This would come from your computer. Here would be a link if you had a link from some website you were choosing. If you were doing a math one, you would use these three, but we don't do math, so we'll skip that one. You can use your Dropbox account. If you make a video like I'm doing, you can upload it to YouTube and then upload it here, or you can click to your Google Drive resource app. But most of your stuff is going to save to this Google Drive resource app, so what you're going to do is click here on resources, then click apps, so resources, then apps. And most of you should have this done. The only people who shouldn't have this already done would be people brand new to DiceArt. And so what you're going to do is make sure that you're attached here, and you would just find whatever the assignment is. Now what I highly recommend is you go into your Google Drive and organize it so it's not just all these things, right? This is kind of a mistake here, okay? So anyways, let's call it this all about you assignment. So if I click this, okay, I've now selected this, and if I'm not sure if this is the right one, I could click the words and it pulls up another window and it shows you what the document is, okay? So once you have that document and you're sure it's yours, you would click import and import file. And boom, right here, it shows you what you've submitted for your course. And you could do this for any kind of assignment. So let's talk about a discussion. And I believe this T-chart is one that had a discussion. Yes, perfect. Okay, so this Module 5 T-chart, this was the instructions, right? this was a link to a form that you can use. But here in the Model T chart discussion question, notice it looks like two little talking bubbles that you would see in a comic book. So you click on that, and you would write right here. Now sometimes you can see what other people have already posted. Most of the time for my class, you're not going to be able to see what they post until you post. This prevents you from cheating. But usually in the discussion post, I'm going to say, record your thoughts on X, and then respond to two other people. So once you record what you thought about X, let's say we're talking about Jim Crow laws, for example. That's one of the first lessons of the year. You would talk about Jim Crow laws, and then you would hit post, and then you would start to see what everybody else had posted. So then you could come down and start replying to these people. And that would be the second type. Now let's talk about your documents. If you come down over here to one of your documents, and this is the document, say, you've typed up, and you want to submit. If you just submit it, normally, you type it all up and you're good, I'm not going to be able to actually see it. So there's a couple things you should do. The first thing you should do is whenever you get a document from me, you should click File and Make a Copy. File, Make a Copy. Click OK. Okay. Now I'm going to close that original because I don't need it anymore because I have this copy, right? And I'm going to change this copy. So the assignment I'm going to leave all about you, and I'm going to change it to J. Alfred because that's my name. That way I as a teacher know whose assignment it is. Because notice on this assignment there's no place for you to ever put your name. Now if this somehow gets mixed up in Schoology, I automatically know that it's your assignment because your name is up here. So I would do first initial, last name. Don't just put your first name because I have lots of Stephanies and Kevins and everything else. So put first initial, last name. Okay. Then you come over here to the share. Now this is not how you're going to share the document. This is how you're going to change your permissions for people to view it. So you click share, okay, and then you put down here this get link, right? Now right now this document is restricted to people only from the Dysart Unified School District, and those are people with dysart.org. So if I wanted to change that, I click on this blue thing right here, and that's the first step, and then this is my permissions. So I change it from Dysart Unified restricted to anyone with the link. I click that. Now over here I can change it to commenter or editor. You should just leave it here on viewer. I don't want to edit it for you. If I'm going to edit, I'm going to put comments, and commenter is direct comments inside the document. I can still, as the viewer, put comments in the document. So just leave it here as viewer, okay, and click done. Now going forward in the future, this document, anytime you upload and submit it to Schoology, I can see it. And so that's how I want you submitting documents. So once you're into the assignment, we'll go ahead and go back to this one with document module 11 because that was the thing. Anytime you submit a document here, I as your teacher can now see it. Now I know some of you are tricky and you're like, well, I submitted it, Mr. Alfred. If you don't change your permissions and I can't see it, it doesn't count because I can't grade it. I know some of you that your intent was there to do good, but I know some of you are trying to be sneaky and you submit like a blank page and you say, hey, I submitted it, I'm sorry you couldn't read it, and that gives you a day or two extra to kind of work on the assignment. I know those tricks. My generation invented those tricks. So just make sure you do it right the first time. If you need extra time, please let me know. I'll probably give you that extra time to do stuff. But that's how you submit assignments in Schoology. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in class, and if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me at any time. Thanks.